Hello everyone, welcome to your Aquarius new moon reading, and this new moon is going to be on February 1st of 2022. It'll be around 12:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time when it's going to be at its fullest. So for some of you in the western part of the United States, of course, that is going to be on the evening of January 31st, and wherever you're at in the world, of course. But this new moon has wonderful Aquarian energy coming in. It is an energy of independence. So when you're looking at help that's going to be coming your way around this new moon, it's going to be more coming from like groups rather than an individual. So that's kind of that Aquarian energy. They're more group oriented than, individuals. The new moon energy also has this kind of push to flow with any changes that are coming in around this new moon. And it's kind of this advice to step back from situations, cool down, and have like this rational look at current situations, not all that heated emotion flowing through there. So you can allow things to develop and try thinking from a different angle. So all that kind of energy is coming in. There's an affirmation. I love these Moonology decks that Yasmin Bullen puts out, and this is the Manifestation Oracle. And so you can see here, this is the new moon in Aquarius that's coming up. And the affirmation that she mentions in her little book that comes with this deck says, "There's only one of me, and it's safe to be me. And I love me." So I really, really like that one. And so with all these new moon cycles, of course, every 28, 29, 30 days, we have that new cycle of the moons that happen that go from new moon to the quarter moon to the full moon to the third quarter moon, back to the new moon again. So there's always this fluctuation there, but within each of the signs as well, there is a 6-month cycle. So this is the ending of a cycle that happened like over a year ago. But we have the full moon in Aquarius that happened back in 2021. In fact, we had 2 full moons in Aquarius, one after one another in 2021, which doesn't happen quite often. And so we had July 23rd, and then the blue moon in Aquarius on August 22nd. So if you look around those dates and in between those dates, you can kind of look and see what kind of changes were happening, because this one, the full moon energy for back in that time, was about being real. It was about opening up to clarity around circumstances in our life, separating our ego's influence from the capital T truths of the reality of a situation. There was this balancing between the heart and the mind, and this balancing of being real versus trying to please all of the people all the time. The affirmation for those back in that energy was, "The truth empowered you and it set you free." So there was this setting free of something going on around July 23rd through August 22nd or thereabouts. And so since then, all the way up to this new moon, you've been working on all that energy of being more real, of seeing things more clearly, seeing beyond the ego and what your ego was saying something meant, like what story you were putting around a situation. And the clarity came over these last 6 months, which allows you to come in to this new energy where you're allowing the changes to happen with all this information that you gathered during that. So we're going to dive into each of the individual zodiac signs and just see what the Creator wants you to know about this new moon and about what these changes are and what you can go with the flow with. So we'll jump into your specific reading right now. Right on, my Scorpios, this is your Aquarius new moon reading. We're going to start off by pulling at least one card here from this Spirit Junkie deck. And this is just going to be what the Creator wants you to know about what clarity came through to you the last 6 months, and or what changes are you encouraged to flow through or flow with. So one more time. All right, so for our Scorpios, what do you want them to know? Okay, it's going to be that one right there. And this is your card. And it says, when I move my body, I feel empowered, cleansed, and strong. So this is definitely a message about your physical body, of course. So, I'm not a licensed physician. So, of course, if you have any kind of injuries or etc., check with your physician first. But this is a message from Spirit just saying movement of your body is an important piece of it. And so this is what's you've been getting a lot of clarity over the last 6 months around as well. Just different things about your body, whether it's medical conditions or you're just wanting to get more in aligned with a perfect health. I mean, we're always in perfect health for the moment, but if you've been getting messages and having this desire to get more, like more movement, more circulation, eating differently, whatever it may be, there's a lot of this been happening over the 6 months. But I also feel like this is a movement in the physical world. So this could also involve movement of home, movement of job, which that can be, of course. Doesn't necessarily mean you're moving away from a company. It can mean that, but it could be moving into a different position, education, moving to a different school, or changing your major, or moving to another level. Like maybe you graduated with your bachelor's and you're like, I'm going for my master's, or your master's going for your doctorate, or whatever it may be. And it can be movement out of relationships, movement out of a relationship, or movement up in a relationship. So there is this movement in the physical world with all these things that we deal with here that is coming through with this as well. We're of course going to get clarification on this through the Good Tarot. And we're just going to see what else the Creator wants you to know about this. What changes are you encouraged to flow with? Let's see what else. One more time. There we go. All right, so for our Scorpios, what else do you want them to know? Okay. I know they definitely want that one. What else? Okay. So they do want those two, these two, and that one too. Okay. So we've got these four, and they kind of have it. It's almost like these are like 3 different areas. So we'll start with this one here. Yeah, and you have the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Earth, which is all about the outside world. And the 10s is endings and new beginnings. Also, this is very much a message of abundance. And sorry for the glare on these. These are very glossy, so but they're very beautiful. And so you've got this indication, like we're talking about, of movement, of this change that's happening, but it's this abundant feeling too. It's nothing to be afraid of, and they want to make sure you're aware that anything that's happening, any of these changes that are coming are for you. They're not happening to you. So you can, when you go with the flow with them, and knowing and trusting that they are for your highest benefit, and it does benefit you in the long run. Even though sometimes I know, like, we're taught all this stuff when we're young that if an example is like, if I lose my job, it means I'm horrible, or I was a failure, or this is happening to me, and blah, blah, blah. But then you end up getting this job that is get more pay, better benefits, and it's more enjoyable than it was. And you're like, oh, wow, thank God I got, let go from that other job, So it's that kind of thing where we don't see it in the moment sometimes, but just know and trust that it is for your highest benefit and for your highest experience here. Yeah, because here you got Earth. Again, more Pentacles, outside world. So Queen of Earth would be the Queen of Pentacles, which is like Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. Definitely about self-nurture when we're talking about the human body. So it is about really grasping on to this nurturing feeling you have, that you always have for other people. You know, your Scorpios, your water signs, you have a wonderful heart, so much emotion that you give to everyone and you invest in everyone else. But this is about taking this energy and self-nurturing, giving you so much more love than you give everyone else, because you deserve your love. And of course, along with the 10 of Earth, both of these are very abundant. Usually there would be like some sort of rabbit or something on the card too, which represents new birth and rapid growth, because, you know, rabbits multiply fast. And so there's this beautiful, abundant feeling that is coming in here with all this clarity that you've been coming through over the last 6 months. The changes that are going to be happening around this Aquarian new moon are going to be putting a lot of that into practice. It's going to be kind of like, I have this picture of the curtains going away and going, ta-da, here's your prize. It's almost like The Price is Right, you know, when they'd have this is what you won, and whoosh, and it opens up and it's like, ta-da. And that's kind of what's coming for you here, is you're getting these inklings of all this abundance that's going to be coming in your earthly world and in your human body and your possessions, that type of thing, because of all this inner work and everything you've been doing over the last 6 months, and this action that you've been taking. This fruit is going to be coming, you know, to fruition. That's funny. And then you have the star. The star, of course, represents hope, but the star card, this is also Aquarius. So this is such a, you know, a wonderful synchronicity that we're talking about the Aquarius new moon. So this is definitely energy coming in with that. Let's see what this other one is too. Yeah, and then you have the Page of Fire with a huge old moon back here. So that's why they wanted me to do that, because I was like, is there a moon on that card? Is it going to be the moon card? But there's a moon on the card. And fire is the element or the suit of wands in the standard tarot. So this would be the Page of Wands. And it's usually your drive, your ambition, your aha inspiration, and your passion. And the pages are also represent I was gonna like say your spiritual energy. And so when pages are, first of all, it's like newness, it's moving to another level, which we already talked about here. You're ready to move to this next step. So this movement of this energy that's happening. Pages are also messengers. And so with this being your spiritual energy, whenever I get the page, it's like you're going to be getting messages from spirit around this time. And you have this star card here, which the star is really all of us. It's our higher self. And it's like this, you're going to be getting these messages of hope, these messages of don't give up, these messages of, you know, you've been taking all the steps, you've been taking action throughout these last 6 months. And even though it wasn't like this mad rush sprint to get somewhere, because that's not what you wanted to do, it was about taking these steps one at a time to get to where you're headed. And this is where you're coming to this fruition. So it's almost, and I know this is about the body, but this can be applied to anything, whether it's a relationship, job, education, anything. But it's like if you have a goal on what you want to do as far as losing inches or getting a certain amount of muscle or getting into an old pair of jeans or a dress or, you know, whatever it might have been, it's like you've been slowly taking and making those changes, because that's how the physical body, if you don't want to hurt it, it's about making slow changes, not losing 50 pounds in a month, because that could really hurt your body. You know, so the example they're giving me is like, it's like losing weight. You know, it's best to lose, 1 to 3 pounds a week and do that over a long period of time than do it, like I said, 50 pounds in a month, because that can really hurt you. So again, I'm not a doctor, but that's what I've heard. And so this message of hope, and that you've been taking the steps to get there, and this is that, yes, keep going. This Aquarius new moon is a significant time for you. And then you have the messenger of water, which would be the Knight of Cups in a standard tarot deck. And so that represents movement of your emotions. So there is this movement within yourself. And I love how both of these look so similar here. So some great synchronicities there as well. But I love this movement of emotion, this movement of love from within you, because the royalty of the cups, which the messenger, it's the page, the knight, the queen, and the king, they are all the royalty of the suit. And each of them, like in this case with the water, with the cups, this knight brings the Holy Grail, brings the chalice, and within that is the living waters of our Creator. It's the essence of our Creator, the unconditional love. It's so delicious water. And the water bearer of the Aquarian, that's what they bring in this vessel as well. So there's this great correlation between these two cards in this movement of bringing this unconditional love for yourself into the picture here, because this is such an important time here. And I just now noticed too on here, you have the new moon up here in the corner too. So I love that. So definitely there's this nurturing coming in. It's about giving you yourself a sip of this water, of this unconditional love that exists within you, not on the outside of you, but within you. And that allows this movement in the outside world, because like I talked about, you've been doing a lot of inner work, and this is the result of that, because we change from the inside out, not from the outside in. So all this slow growth in the outside world that's been going on over the last 6 months is because you've been doing a lot of the inner work there. Yeah, and then you have the Queen of Air. So the Queen of Air would be like the Queen of Swords in the Standard Tarot, and this is all about your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations, everything to do with your mind and your mentalness. And the Queen of Air, she yields the Ace of Swords, and what that does is it allows you to see the capital T truths of the higher world. So when I was talking about getting messages of love from above, getting these beautiful messages from Spirit, this would be one of the things that you're able to do, is connect to these higher truths, these truths of unconditional love of the spirit world. But it also allows you to cut away the thoughts and the beliefs that no longer serve you. So this beautiful practice, it's like you've been on this beautiful journey over the last 6 months, and it hasn't been a stressful period for you. I know usually, right, it's like, oh my gosh, I got to get all this stuff done and da-da-da-da-da, but it seems like whatever this was talking about, this thing that this change that you're encouraged to flow with or flow through, you've been doing it. It's like you have, for the first time, in a huge way, been taking it step by step instead of sprinting. And so this has been a different change for you. But during that journey, I really feel with this Queen of Air being here, I'm told that you've been questioning your thoughts and your beliefs in a peaceful way, because when you're walking step by step, it's like instead of going for like a run, or you're on a bike where you're going really fast and you have to really pay attention to so much of your surroundings so you don't go off a cliff or run into something or anything like that. When you're going on this nice, slow, gentle walk, you can look around, you can look at the sky, you can look at what's going on around you, you just can take it in, and there's this beautiful time of reflection that you've had over the last 6 months. So I really, really like that for you in this combination. Now, of course, this is air energy and this is earth energy, but both of these queens, all of the queens in the deck, actually also bring water energy. So you've got some nice water energy coming in here with this movement of water as well. And because the queen is thoughts with air being thoughts in your mind, bringing in that water, which is your emotions and your heart. She has this great message about balancing your heart and your mind during this time too, making sure to pay special attention around this new moon to balance that. Don't make decisions strictly out of emotion, and don't make it strictly out of logic either. Join them together and have this beautiful little conversation between your heart and your mind, where it's not an argument, but it's this beautiful conversation. And trust your gut and trust your intuition too, definitely, as you're going through this. So I really love this for you, Scorpio. I want to let you know, in addition to these readings, I also do monthly readings for each of the individual zodiac signs, weekly energy updates by each of the elements like fire signs, water signs, etc., the new moon, full moon readings, and a variety of others. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, and then click on the subscribe button and then the notification bell, that will allow you to set your setting there to be notified immediately. And also, doing all those things helps the YouTube algorithm share these videos with others. So if you want to help share the love, if you can do any of those things. Never any pressure to do it, but if you do any of those, I greatly, definitely appreciate it. All right, all my Scorpios, just know as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing new moon, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. But until then, you take care.